Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought I'd give a little bit of a rundown on what to do if you've just been deferred from your dream school. I know December is a time where we tend to get back a lot of early action, early decision notifications, and it can be really disappointing if you didn't get into a school that you were really banking on getting into early. So I'm here to help and sort of walk you through some things that you can do to give yourself the best possible chance of getting in when regular decision notifications come out in the spring. So this first thing is the most important. It might not be applicable to most of you, but for some of you, make sure that your school does not have some kind of early action deferral reply form, and if they do, then fill it out. So this is just like a form to indicate that you still want your application to be considered again in their like regular decision round. I say this from personal experience. I applied to USC early my senior year, and I was deferred in January, and I just completely forgot to fill out the deferral reply form, and then I was rejected in the spring. So don't be like me. Don't make a mistake like that. If your school has the option to indicate that you want to be considered, fill out that form. And this isn't something that you should like have to go looking for. It should just like state it. It stated it in my deferral like reply letter, like when they told me I was deferred. I just like think I stopped reading after the first line and like just forgot. So don't do that. But you shouldn't have to like go looking for it. If you should know if it's something you have to do. Now, my second, also equally important tip is to write a letter of continued interest. Now, this is something that I've talked about in my channel before when I talked about how I got off the Georgetown waitlist. I kind of talked about my own letter of continued interest that I wrote to get off a waitlist, but it's kind of the same process if you're deferred. I remember I did this for the school that I got deferred from when I applied restrictive early action. Okay, so a few important things to include in a letter of continued interest. Number one, at the very start, make sure to thank the school for allowing your application to be considered in the regular decision round again. Number two, reiterate your continued interest. So make sure that you state that you remain genuinely very enthusiastic about the possibility to attend this school. Make sure that you say that, you know, if you were to be accepted, that you would 100% attend. Obviously, only say that if that's true, but if it is true, I think it could be really helpful. Number two, make sure, or no, we're on number three. Number three, make sure to sort of restate some things that you talked about in your essays. So list specific opportunities that school offers that no other school offers that you would be able to take advantage of to show that they're the perfect fit for you. Also, you make sure to reiterate your greatest accomplishments, what you're going to contribute to that institution. Basically, just give a brief rundown of the highlights of your application and make sure that they know that they are your top school or one of your top schools. Okay, this last thing is something that you might want to decide whether or not it's something you want to include in your letter of continued interest or to include separately, and it'll depend on like whether or not the college that you are writing to has maybe like specific submission portals for this, or if not, then you might just want to embed it within your letter. But this is just a list of your application updates. So anything that's happened since you applied, which might not be a lot considering that early action deadlines, most of those deadlines were in November, so it's only been like a couple of months. But if there is anything that you can include or something that you can maybe reiterate, like you talked about this project that you were working on in your application, and now that time has gone by, you've sort of seen it through, so you can reiterate the project by just talking about how you've completed it now. It can also just be club activities. I remember in my letter of continued interest, I wrote about how one of the gender equity clubs I was involved in had organized a menstrual product donation drive for a homeless shelter, and like I had been super involved in helping organize it and like deliver those products. So it's something I talked about as an application update. And so it can be small things. Obviously, like if you don't have things to say, like don't just come up with random stuff. Also, like quality is way more important than quantity. But you should be able to come up with at least something, even if it's something that you already mentioned before. But again, just like reiterating it in a way that makes it sound as if it's something a little bit different or something extra has been done since that time has passed. Okay, those are all my tips. I hope this was helpful for you. If you were deferred in December in the early round, do not get discouraged. I know sometimes like those early action and early decision admission rates can be so high that they can like kind of give us the impression that like, oh, if we didn't get in now, we're not going to get in later. But that's just not true. There's so many other things that go into those rates in terms of like legacy admissions and athletic recruits and things like that that we don't think about. So it doesn't mean that you don't have a good chance of getting in. You 100% still have a chance of getting in, so definitely put in your best effort. Make sure that that school knows that you are still interested in attending. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them down below. But thank you so much for watching this video. If it was helpful for you, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it so much. But regardless, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye!